What's up guys, it's Matthew back, and welcome back to another video. Today we have the Best Zombies map, episode 24. We have Buried versus Gorod Krovi. Now this is the first episode of round 3, so we have 6 maps left, 3 videos of round 3, but let's get right into it. So our first category is gameplay. Now, both these maps do pretty good with this. Buried is fairly easy to go and get everything done. You have a lot of stuff, you have a lot of tasks you get all the way to Pack-a-Punch. You have some pretty cool, you have a new perk, you have some pretty cool wonder weapons. It's fun by yourself, it's fun with more players. Gorod Krovi, same thing. Probably a little bit more stuff to do. One of the drawbacks with Buried is it's so easy, as where Gorod Krovi is very you have a lot, like it's a little more balanced, I feel, but yeah, similar to Buried, but I think just it gets a little bit more because Buried has that drawback of being a little easy. So I went with 3 to Buried, 4 to Gorod Krovi. Next we have training spots. Now, Barry doesn't have that many. It sort of has the starting area by Jug, and not really much else. You sort of have out in front of the church, out in front of the witch's house. You sort of have that area. I also felt Gorod was lacking a little bit. It had the tank area. It sort of had near the power. But neither map did very good, but I went with 2 to Buried, 3 to Gorod Krovi. Next, we have the difficulty level. Now, as I mentioned before, Buried's drawback is how easy it is, which it isn't good to have such an easy map, but Gorod is more balanced, I feel. Buried just has so much overpowered stuff, whereas Gorod Krovi is a little more balanced. You have some overpowered wonder weapons, like the Ray Gun Mark III, but you also have some pretty tough bosses, so it sort of balances it out, so I went with 2 to Buried, 3 to Gorod. Next we have Innovation. Now, Buried brought a ton of stuff. It brought Leroy, it brought the witch's house, it brought the whole system with the candy and the booze. It brought a new perk, Vulturate, it brought 2 wonder weapons, it brought the maze that changes every time. Just a lot of stuff that it brought. Gorod brought not as much, but still a lot too. It brought the whole quest for Pack-a-Punch, and it brought the Ray Gun Mark III. Some pretty cool stuff, but I don't really think it lives up to Buried, so I went with 7 to Buried, 3 to Gorod. Next we have perks. Now, Buried has Vulturade, Gorod Krovi has nothing, so just 2-0 to Buried. Next we have wonder weapons. Now, both of these maps, funnily enough, are the 2 out of 3 maps that brought in a ray gun. The original ray gun was knocked, but the Ray Gun Mark II was brought in on Buried, and the Ray Gun Mark III was brought in on Gorod Krovi. So, both these wonder weapons are amazing, but Buried also has the Paralyzer, so I had to throw that in there too. So I went with 2 to Buried, 1 to Gorod. Next we have bosses. Now, Buried has the witches. I mean, they suck. They steal your money and they steal your ammo. Like, they're take quite a bit of ammo to kill. But Gorod doesn't have the best bosses either. It has the big Panzer-like guy and it has the little drones. So yeah, sort of similar to Buried. But I just went with 1-1. Next we have colors. Now, Buried looks fairly nice. It's underground. It's sort of like brown, gray, like dark green, sort of that. But that's sort of what they were going for, so pretty good. But Gorod Krovi just looks so nice and colorful. Like, a lot of the Black Ops 3 maps look really nice, and I think the new engine helps it look better. So I went with 2 to Buried, 3 to Gorod. And lastly, we have storyline. Now, Buried has the end game Easter egg of the transit crew. So you can either do Maxis' side or Richtofen's side. So it's a very hard Easter egg. Despite being such an easy map, it's a very hard Easter egg. So it takes a lot of skill, a lot of knowledge, but the reward is good. You get all the perks in the end. and it's a pretty cool storyline. Gorod's sort of same thing. You go through and you have to do the quest for Nikolai, and you have that ending as well. So both of these maps do a good job of storyline, but I think that since Buried had the end game with the transit crew, I went with 5 to Buried, 3 to Gorod Krovi. Alright, and our final score is 26 to Buried, 21 to Gorod Krovi. So, yeah, Gorod Krovi is finished. Barry moves on to the, I don't even know what you call it. We're sort of at the semifinals, but we're gonna have 3 remaining maps, so it's a little bit tough to know for sure yet. But anyways, thank you for watching this video. Like, comment, subscribe, leave suggestions down in the comments for future videos, and I will see you in the next one.